Hi everyone, I'm Tanaaz from foreverconscious.com and this is your weekly energy forecast for the week of September 29th. I am still struggling with some health stuff. I am fine. I'm going to be fine. Everything's going to be good. I will share more about my health journey with you all when I have more information. But I just want you to know that these videos are becoming a little bit of a struggle for me. But I'm here. I know so many of you rely on these videos as your weekly ritual, and I want to keep that alive for you. But if you're new here and you're wondering why I look like this, I feel a little self-conscious. I feel self-conscious getting on camera, knowing that I don't look the best, that I look tired and I don't have, anyway, it's me just feeling self-conscious. But I'm here and I want to keep doing these videos. And yeah, I just want to be honest with you guys and let's jump into the forecast. And I definitely will share more as I get more information. And again, don't worry, I'm going to be fine. It's all good. I just want to have a little more info before I share what's going on in my life, with my health and my journey that's ahead at this very prophetic time in our year. We are in the eclipse tunnel. We had an eclipse on the 17th of September, and now we are approaching our second eclipse, the October 2nd Libra solar eclipse. So we have been moving in between eclipses, and when we move in between eclipses, it's always, I don't want to say always a challenging time, but there are usually always a lot of emotions. It can be an intense time. There is maybe this sense of feeling caught between one state of being and the next, one state of consciousness and the next. It can be a difficult time to wade through because it is sort of like a transition point where we're elevating in consciousness, where we're moving into a new frequency, if you will. This solar eclipse on October 2nd, it falls in the sign of Libra. It is a very high energy, high vibrational eclipse, and it is going to open a new pathway for us, a new doorway for us. We don't know what that is yet. Usually with the solar eclipse, we have to wait until after it happens to really see what that new pathway is, or what that new way of being that we're being encouraged to move through is. A lunar eclipse, we can sometimes, leading up to it, we can sometimes already get a feel for what's to come. Solar eclipse, we have to wait till it reaches its maximum, and then we're able to understand the newness that is unfolding for us. So we have some fresh energy coming in with this eclipse. It will help to shift things. It will help to elevate us and take us to that next, level, that next step. We'll all be kind of moving into a new pathway under this eclipse. This eclipse is the second last. So we have one more. It's the second last eclipse in the Aries Libra cycle. So if you've been tracking these eclipses for the last, 15 months or so, maybe now you're starting to see a pattern. The Aries Libra eclipses are really getting us to focus on our relationships versus our sense of self. So over the last 15 months, how has those areas manifested for you? How have you been led to deal with relationship stuff versus your sense of independence and, leadership and, doing and leading the life that you want to lead versus, trying to collaborate and work with others and all that other stuff. It's this Aries Libra partnership, individuality kind of energy that we've been teeter-tottering between, trying to navigate. Who am I in my relationships? Who do I want to be in my relationships? What are my relationships bringing out of me? Hopefully, they're bringing out the best in you. Otherwise, under this eclipse, because it's in Libra, that sign of partnership, we may find our partnerships tested a little bit, especially the ones that are weak and maybe need an overhaul. There is really beautiful energy under this eclipse for deeper communication, and we all know how important communication is in relationships. And so if there's something you want to say, a conversation that needs to be had, emotion that needs to be felt, this eclipse is a good time to do that for yourself, to do that with your partner or another, whoever the other person is in the partnership or the relationship. It's not just romantic partners. These can be relationships at work, with, parents at school, at your kid's school. It could be any wide variety. Family, doesn't matter. It's any kind of connection that we have with others. So that might be something to pay attention to. This eclipse is also very connected to the Aries eclipse that we had earlier in the year in April. And so if you wrote down intentions at that time, or you can think back to what was going on for you in April, you may find that under this Libra eclipse, you have come full circle. Now, there will be one more Aries eclipse. I think it's in March of next year, 2025. That will be the last eclipse of this entire Aries Libra cycle. So you could say there's a little bit more to the story. There's one more, chapter after this Libra eclipse that we're working through. But I think for whatever we're navigating for now, it'll probably feel pretty final once this eclipse energy passes, which will be until the next new moon come November. So another month or so. We should be pretty wrapped up and pretty done with the energy of the eclipses. So now so that's your energy for the week ahead. It's this big eclipse. It's bringing new beginnings, a new pathway. I have a ritual for you. It's exactly the same ritual as the one that I created for the Aries solar eclipse earlier this year, because I kind of felt like it was a come full circle moment, that we're returning to that practice and revisiting it and seeing how it lands for us. So if you want to check that out, it's at foreverconscious.com if you want to do it. Now I'm going to pull a card from my deck, the Cosmic Astrology Oracle, which of course you can get on Etsy, along with your moon calendar for 2025, if you'd like one of those. So let's see what wisdom the cards have for us. And yeah, what we all need to get through our week. What is our collective guidance? All right. Oh, wow, this is very interesting. I pulled the card of lunar eclipse, which is interesting. This card is about karmic endings. Being the second last eclipse in the cycle, even though solar eclipses generally are about new beginnings, when I was looking at the astrology of it, I also couldn't help, and I wrote this in the forecast, feeling that this new beginning might also pave the way for some endings, because they normally kind of go together, right? Endings and beginnings, they kind of, one fits with the other. So it's interesting. This is also what we consider a south node eclipse. So south node eclipses tend to also be the theme of ending. So that's interesting that this card came up. So while we very much have this new pathway opening for us under this eclipse, our card is saying there could be some ending that triggers as well for us. So let's see, let's read a little bit deeper into the lunar eclipse card. Lunar eclipses come to clear things from our lives that are no longer serving our highest good. The thing that makes lunar eclipses challenging is that we often don't realize that what is being cleared for us is no longer good for us. This is the thing about eclipses. They're kind of like quantum leaps, quantum jumps. We're getting rid of things that we didn't know we needed to get rid of. We're opening into a new pathway that we didn't know we needed to go down. That's the thing with eclipses, and that's what makes them more powerful than a regular new moon or a regular full moon, because they're kind of like quantum jumps. They jump us ahead. Eclipses speed up our timeline, pushing us closer to our highest destiny. They represent quantum leaps, just as I said, that can help us to level up and get to the next chapter of our soul's evolution. Excuse me. You have drawn this card to you for something needs to be released from your life. Perhaps this release is already underway, but it seems that you can no longer continue the way you have been. This release may be small, but due to the power of this card, a bigger release is likely needed. This release could be letting go of an outdated job or relationship, but it could also be the release of wounds, old thinking, and behaviors. You know, it's really interesting that this card came up, and maybe we can all take a minute to think about, because it gets me thinking about, gosh, what things am I doing that are no longer serving me? Ending a relationship or a job, that's a big step. Maybe you're there, maybe you're at that point in your life. But releasing wounds and old thinking and behaviors can also be a big step, and something that we can kind of think about and are supported to think about under this eclipse energy. If you have reached the end of a cycle with something in your life, have faith that where you stand right now is where you need to be. If you're looking to release something in your life but are afraid or unsure of what steps to take, know you are being supported. Clear your mind and listen to your heart. It will guide you to take the steps to let go of all that is no longer supporting you. And some additional meanings of this card: an end to a cycle has arrived. Clear things from your life that no longer resonate. Set boundaries or say no to things that you don't want to do. Well, that would be nice. I know we can't always do that, right? No endings pave the way for new beginnings. And what's happening now is aligned with your destiny. Yes, that is true. Eclipses, they are karmic in nature, always bringing us aligned with our destiny. So if you would like to get your own copy of these cards, they can be very, very helpful. Please do. I really appreciate the support. You can get them on Etsy. So that is our card for the week. Very interesting. We pulled a lunar eclipse card under a solar eclipse. Maybe that is the universe's way of just reminding us that endings and new beginnings, they go together. This is a highly karmic time, and there's a new pathway opening. So what are we ready to let go of so we can fully move into this new pathway? Okay, I hope you found that helpful. I'm Tanaaz from foreverconscious.com. Thank you so much for being with me here this week. I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate all your sweet messages, and I'll see you next week.